Hey, my man, how you doing? You enjoying that California weather? I just opened it up just a minute ago. Oh, I'm doing good. I bet it ain't hot in Illinois. I tell you what, I'd rather have it that way than I had the snow up to your butt. So let me ask you a question. I, I just pop up on here whenever I take a notion. I got a bunch of people on my case about not scheduling when I'm up. Do you schedule? Do you schedule your videos at certain times, certain days of the week? Hello, Diane. In other words, you don't have a certain time or during the week you schedule them. Hey, Cookie, the man with the plan. Yeah, you come on up pretty good. All right, you tell him I said hello too. I just wondered about something, Cookie. Known you for a while. What kind of damn cookie are you? You a chocolate chip or peanut butter or oatmeal or? Yeah, I know it, boy. You've done well on them. Are you saying he's a nut cookie? Well, this weather here has been crazy. Up until noon, everything's soaking wet, foggy. At about 1 o'clock, it'll all be dried off and just as pretty. Sometime you're a nut, and sometime you aren't. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Damn, I screwed that up. Yeah, you just hit a bad weekend, Mo man. That's unusual. But that Texas weather change is pretty heavy. So that's the only thing about West Texas is damn wind. Well, tell us about it, Cookie. Yeah, I guess that was sort of weird. What was saying is you don't like the weather now, just wait about 24 hours or 2 hours. Well, I put you a link up there, so hell, you can come up here and just tell us. Okay, no hurry. That's funny as hell. Well, now, this damn tuna just get in your head, catch yourself on it. Well, you think you're through with your bill? Oh, he's gone. Hello, Cookie.
I was just reading the comments on what Diane talking about the jingle stuck in her head. What are you up to?
Not much. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do about scheduling, trying scheduling 2 or 3 nights a week on this deal, and then still do a pop up once in a while, but go back to having a scheduled time like it used to.
Well, you might want to get through that search before anything like that.
Whoa, you broke up.
But you might want to get through that surgery before you commit to anything like that.
Well, I didn't say how long I was going to stay on there. I say hello, goodbye, I'm here. Yeah, I've been wearing a Facebook and some of these other places out looking for a van.
You know, I'm kind of a big proponent of these auctions that they do for these lease vehicles. And a lot of times, those are empty cargo vans. They ain't but 2 seats in them, maybe only one.
I have to look that up.
Yeah. Hello, Diane. They turn those things in when they got like 40,000 miles on them.
Wow.
So they got plenty of miles left on those lease vehicles for commercial reasons. I mean, they're going to have some scuffs in the back, but who the hell cares about that?
Nah, listen.
Especially when it's a galvanized steel body.
Yep. Well, I'm on a Chevrolet. That's the thing. I want that. What is it? LS motor in.
They all of them have those transit vans or those high top vans that would be perfect for this. I think the Mercedes Sprinter is the original, and then everybody went to the Ram ProMaster, and then Ford came out with the Transit, and then, I mean, I'm sure Chevy's got one too. I'm sure Toyota does, and everybody else. Because on the commercial market, it's a huge market. Those panel vans are huge, especially if they're all-wheel drive.
I don't want a Mercedes. That's for damn sure.
No, they're too expensive to maintain here.
And the Ford Motor Company is screwing people so damn bad. I don't know if I want to fool with Ford. You know,
the Dodge ProMaster is actually one of the leading contenders for that kind of stuff. I'm not a Dodge fan, unfortunately, but I have owned Dodges, and they all performed as they were expected to.
Well, I've had some Dodgers too, and I can't complain about them. But from what I read now, the engines and stuff are not holding up in them Dodgers like they were the gas engines. And I'm not going to buy another diesel.
Mechanically speaking, I cannot complain about a single Dodge I've ever owned. Taking trips in them is a different story. They're not as comfortable as the Fords or the Chevys. They're just not. Now, that did not hold true on a Dodge full-size conversion van. I had one of those for, built on a 2500 series chassis. And it was a high-top Cherry conversion that they did in Elkhart, Indiana, which they used to be the home of all the conversion vans, too. And, dude, that van was awesome. I loved it. The funny thing about it, though, it had that big 300 and something cubic inch motor in it. I think it was a 360, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 360.
It was a strong engine. And you know what, Ron? If I took the back roads and was going 55 miles an hour, it got about 26, 27 miles to the gallon.
Wow.
You got that wall out on the interstate and was trying to push it at 70, 75 miles an hour, got about 8 miles to the gallon.
Yeah. Well, I've been looking at the regular extended car. I had one extended cargo van, the long one,
Yeah.
and way
Well,
back
the
I had a
same van is what they build the 15 passenger vans in too.
yeah. My first RV was a Dodge Maxi van that they built up, and that's been a long time ago. I wish I still had that thing. It had a top on it. You hit four latches and just shoved up, and the damn top went up about 2 foot. And that was pretty nice. Run down the highway, you weren't tall, you know.
That's like some of those cab over campers for the trucks, the truck bed campers. Some of those are doing those pop ups now.
Yeah, oh yeah, that four wheeler is the name of that one. But boy, they're expensive. You talk about RVs being expensive. If you want to get into some high dollar stuff, you just get up off into the cab over camper.
Oh yeah,
Per square foot, they're the most expensive RV out there.
yeah, I can
I
believe
sure
it.
do. I sure do like them things though. They do everything
It
well.
is. It's a very convenient package, I will admit.
The only thing that I've got one here that I'm fixing to put up for sale, and I bought it and I blowed that knee out about I don't know a few weeks after I got it, and getting up and down to pee in the middle of the damn night, it just ain't gonna work no more. And
Hey, you just got to back up to a hill that goes
yeah,
downhill, and you just open the door and go.
roll out, huh?
Yep.
Put me put a hose in the funnel up there.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the story about the nut?
The nut.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like a nut.
Oh, I said I wasn't going to talk about that.
I thought that's why you came up here.
Oh no. Shit, no. I don't want. I ain't gonna talk about my exes. I ain't doing that shit, Ron. I,
Well, I
I
didn't
mean,
know who you
I
were
could sit
talking
up here
about.
and bash them. I could sit up here and bash them with the best of them. But at the end of the day, Ron, I have to be honest. The only thing those three women had in common was me. I got to be part of the problem. I may not figure it out. I may not know what it is, but God damn it, math had never lied to me, and that math just ain't adding up.
Yeah, I always figured it had to be a two-way street.
Yeah,
It
it
never
does.
was.
Now it takes two to tango. It takes two to make shit work too.
Oh
You know,
yeah, and boy, that is really the truth.
and it ain't no easy job. It ain't like it's easy. It's like you know, hanging around with the same damn person for 10+ years of your life. I mean, when you was 15 years old, could you have ever imagined that shit?
Oh Lord.
No.
When I was 15 years old, I figured I'd be about 21 when I got croaked.
Hell, I didn't expect to make it that long. And it's a damn good thing I didn't have access to the internet because I wouldn't have.
Oh Lord. Yeah,
I,
we didn't have to
I'll be
put.
honest with you. Every job I've ever had since I got out of the Coast Guard, I drove for a living. And I'm talking about anywhere from 85 to 200,000 miles a year. I mean, mathematics has never lied to me. I just always assumed I was going to die in a car crash. Yeah.
Well, it just like I've got buddies of mine that are truck drivers that's got 2 or 3 million miles without putting a scratch on anything. But they put it on the line every day when they get in that truck.
That is a different level of driver, though. That's not your everyday typical driver.
Well, it
The
used
guys that do that for a lifetime and end up retiring and having a decent life, they don't take that shit for granted. They don't take chances. They're not playing with their phone while they're going down the road. They're driving a damn truck. You know what I mean? And those are the guys that nobody ever notices, nobody ever says anything about. They always notice the jackass that's playing with his phone and weaving all over the fucking interstate.
I tell you what, I got into it with a young man, and he was just out of police academy, and he had a pretty bad case of having a big head, and 3 or 4 times in the conversation, well, there were about 6 of us, he popped off and said, I said, my wife don't ever know when I walk out the door this morning if I'm going to come back. You know, and this police work just dangerous as hell. And I listened to it for a while, and I turned around and looked at him. I said, do you know what the most dangerous job is in the United States? He said, well, I figured police work. I said, no, a damn truck driver, somebody y'all jack with every damn day. I said, the highest. And I said, do you know where firefighters are? They're number 3. And I said, you know where police are? They're number 9. Construction workers are the second one, I think. And
you know who's number 1 today, Ron?
What? Do what?
I said, you know who's number 1 today?
Who?
The most dangerous? Tower climbers.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. They have the highest loss of life per capita per industry in the United States.
You know, that's changed in the last, because it used to
It's changed it's changed a lot in a lot of years, because it used to not be that way. It's just the advent of the proliferation of cellular that's become that way. Yeah, and that has a lot to do with inexperience.
Yeah. I used to do that, but they didn't have towers as high as they got them now.
They used to have them taller. Hey, Janice, how you doing, girl?
Miss Janice?
Yeah, they used to have up to 2,500 foot tall towers, Ron.
Yeah.
But since 1987 or 88, and it may have been earlier, it could have been in the 70s. I'm not real positive on the date, but they started limited towers to 2,000 feet was the max. Because there was a TV station in Chicago that actually had a 3,500 foot tower engineered, and they wouldn't approve it being built. It would have been the tallest structure on Earth.
I was going through Louisiana one day, and all of a sudden there were sirens going off and traffic jams. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. And we got right downtown, and I'm going to say Lake Charles, but I might be wrong on that. But they had been working on a damn tower, and the summit fell right downtown that city, and it didn't kill anybody. I mean, it messed some stuff up, but it didn't kill anybody.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Ron. Towers falling happens more in this country than people realize. Oh, yeah. In the 13 years I've done this job, I've had 9 towers fall. And in the 15 years that I did cellular, they had 15 of them fall.
Yep.
Almost all of them had fatalities, unfortunately.
My last wife, second wife, she married a friend of mine, and he was in the same business you are, and I used to call him my husband-in-law. But he, there were several times that he'd call me, and I'd have to take cut torch and go, get it, because it'd be the lots wouldn't be big enough, and they'd be on farmers' fields and crush fences and all that kind of stuff. You have to get it off there,
Yeah.
And just that one in Louisiana I was talking about, the guy just got off of it, and it was on top of a building.
Yeah. And the whole tower came down after he got off of it, huh?
Yeah.
We had one in Springfield, Missouri, or just outside of Springfield, a little town called Fordland. And it was a 2,000-foot tower. And I was at 800 foot on that tower. And I'll never forget when that engineer called me. They had 3 people on the tower when it started coming down. Funny part is the 3 people on the tower got off, and they caught all this shit on video. They had a video camera at the site. It was the owner of the tower construction company that ended up getting killed. The tower fell on him and squished it. I mean, Ron, that tower fell on a crew cab dual wheel Ford F450 and squished it like a fucking pancake. I'm sorry. Yeah, watch my language. I mean, it squished that truck like it was nothing. I mean, remind me one day, I'll send you those pictures I've got from it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you got me in high speed. Am I talking fast, Janet? I was watching a deal about that meetup at Ironwood, and they had Ron Sees on there.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I like him.
And they were razzing him about not being able to understand him. He talks so damn slow, you know. Hell, he just sounds pretty good to me. I mean,
he sounds good to me too. I mean, I met him a couple of times. I met him out in Oregon the first time, and then I met him up in Michigan the last time. He's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, he don't live but probably 70, 75 miles from where I live, I guess.
Yeah, he's a Texas boy. I like Ron Sees. He's a good guy. He was part of that group of us that all of us got to know each other in Traveling Mike's Fly.
I bet it was, Janet. Are you doing a countdown, Jane?
She's only a few days away, right? I'm trying to remember right. I remember them talking about this the other night. She's only a few days from being on the road.
Yeah, she's on, I think next week is when they're going.
Yeah, I think they're down to single digits now. Hey, Scott. Long time no see.
Hello, Joe. She is going solo, but she's going to be running with Badge and
yeah, I was kind of glad to hear that, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, if you got a woman running solo across the country, I can't think of a much better person to put them with than Badge.
And yeah, that's what he acts like. He wants to be a grumpy old fart, but he's just a big teddy bear.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, he's one of the biggest.
Well, I tell you what, that was one thing that when I got to traveling, people with the RV was a shocker to me, is that I bet there's twice as many solo women running around in the country full time as there is men.
Well, Ron, let's be honest here. They do outlive us.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory why.
But I was really surprised at that. You know, you wouldn't think about a single woman that's 60 years old crawling in an RV and taking off by herself. But boy, there's a billion of them out there. You just look on YouTube.
I'll be honest with you, man. I can understand that more than I can understand most things about people. I mean, you got to remember, my dream was to retire to a freaking sailboat. That was, and I didn't care if there was anybody with me or not. I wanted that sailboat. I wanted to be bouncing around the Caribbean and never wearing long sleeves and anything besides flip flops ever again in my life. I wanted to be the epitome of Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
I mean, Jimmy Buffett was my hero. I mean, the world's most successful beach bum. How do you top that?
You know, he got a 2 or 3 hit record, and then he moved down. He was in the Bahamas, wasn't he?
No, he was in Florida.
Florida, but
that's where Margaritaville is anyway.
Well, later on, I think he moved down to off one of the islands, and
I know he was originally from New York, believe it or not. Which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a woman cave. I look at my RVs and I haven't got no pictures on the wall, and I haven't got no fancy curtains and stuff. And I look at these ladies' RVs and they're dialed up like a dollhouse.
Yeah, they are. They put a lot of work into it. You know, you got to give them credit on that.
I don't never think about hanging something on the damn wall.
No, me neither. I came damn close to putting a few holes in the wall, but
yeah. I built a house one time and built a man cave on it. It was set up in a garage, you know. And I think the biggest fight that me and my ex-wife ever got into was she decided it was junked up too damn much one day and went out there and straightened some of it up and put everything up.
Oh, well. Ron couldn't find nothing.
You know what I did? I didn't say to you, I was hot and we got into it. But about 2 weeks later, I went in there and took every damn dish and pot and pan and set them around in the damn kitchen and on the counters and everywhere else, and went in her sewing room and did about the same thing. She never did fool my stuff no more after that.
Wait a minute. You didn't live to regret that?
Well, it wasn't long I got a divorce.
Oh, okay. Oh, Lord. I tell you, to be perfectly honest with you, the only one of my exes that I will actually say anything negative about is my first one. And that's because, you know what? We were supposed to have been together forever. And she pissed that away like it was nothing, even gave up custody of the kids. She didn't care about nothing except herself. I mean, what kind of mother walks away from their own kids when they're 18 months old and 4?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what she did to me. Yeah, it doesn't matter what she did to me. What she did to those kids was unforgivable. Yeah.
Well, you know, kids can't take up for themselves.
No, they can't. That's our job.
So, and you know, I get to looking back at my life and friends of mine.
Yeah.
And I've known some of them that were perfect match when they got married. They got married, they had kids, uh, they worked their ass off to do it. They got along. They stayed married about 20 years, and all of a sudden, the woman didn't have kids to raise anymore, so she's put loose and fancy free. The old boy done got in a business that's eating him up, and he's working 70, 80 hours a week, and they just grow apart. I mean, they get into
I have
different things. Nobody thought it just happened.
I've seen that, Ron, but I've also seen the couple that seemed like the perfect couple. They were married for 25, 30 years. The kids are grown, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it falls apart.
Yeah.
And there's no
Well,
freaking explanation for it,
it's
you
been
know?
it probably been falling for a while.
Yeah, and just nobody was talking about it. You're right about that. That's the biggest thing that I see in any kind of relationship is when the communication goes away, the relationship's going to fall.
Hello, Miss Carol. I tell you one that I believe in.
Hey, Carol.
When 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 I got married the first time, when you got married, you had a 75% chance that you never would get a divorce. People just didn't get divorces back then.
Well,
Now it's like
that wasn't in my
25%.
lifetime. Hey, I think in high school, whenever I graduated, the people getting married, there was a 60 something plus percent chance they would be divorced in 5 years.
Yeah. Well, this was back in when I was growing up in the '60s, and
Hey, Blaine.
hey, they but I really believe that something else on that too. Back in those days, one paycheck you could live on and live well on. I mean,
This is true. This is
and
true. As soon as it took two people to earn a living for a household, yeah, it
well,
kind of went downhill.
now when both of them got to work, the wife comes in and she still feel like she needs to fix supper, or is expected to fix
Hmm.
supper and do the clothes. Stuff. And the guy comes in and he done been busting it all day, and he really wants to sit down on the couch and drink a beer and watch TV.
Right.
And the before it got where both of them were working, the woman was glad to see the man when he come home because she had somebody grown to talk to then. And the guy felt special when he came in. And the way it's set up now, neither one of them feels special. They don't have that. And
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Eh, but that comes down to as a couple, you've got to realize, if you're going to be in a relationship and you're going to try to make things long term, at the end of the day, you got to make the other person feel special. And if you're not doing that, you're fucking up. I, I'm sorry, I did
yeah,
it again.
uh, yeah, that's right, Blaine.
Yeah,
Well,
you
and
got to
I'll take
make
my
the other person feel special, or you're failing. You know,
you gotta. It takes a hell of a lot to make a marriage work.
obviously, it takes more than anything I ever had because I ain't never done it yet. Not that I'm trying. I'm not asking for applications. Trust me.
Well, now my last wife, we got along. We had a good marriage. It's just one that died, and
Yeah.
it so 1 out of 3 is not bad, I guess.
Yeah. Well, better odds than I got because all of mine failed. I just decided now that I ain't putting nobody else through that.
Hmm. No, I'm as housebroke as I'm ever gonna be, and I got a front porch I can pee off of when I want to. So
Hey, Moon. Yeah,
Hello, Moon.
I got a back porch I can pee off of almost any time. I can get away with it about 22 out of 24 hours.
Well, told somebody here a while back I was housebroke, but I never really was weaned. So, I'm still up for it.
I got exactly where you're going with that one. I got some videos I could show you on YouTube, no less.
Rally, and that's true. Uh, Being single is not a bad deal. It just I enjoy being single, and I really don't think there's many women could put up with me anymore because I'm too set in my ways, and I'm happy with the way I am. So why in the hell would I want to change? You know.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things I miss about a woman. There are, but the relationship part of it, that's not really one of them, unfortunately. And that's supposed to be the one. That's supposed to be the most important one. So that's the reason why I just stay the hell away from it.
Yeah. Oh, one time my mom and me were talking, and he said, "You don't really like women, do you?" I said, "Yeah, wait a minute." I said, "I love women. I just don't like them sometimes." And you know what's funny? Most women don't like women. Most women would rather be around men.
I'm not going to say a whole lot more, Ron, but you hit the nail on the head right there.
I tell you what, that damn head been hit a few times.
Yeah, it's been hit a lot of times.
Oh Lord, I'm thinking about when I go out there to Ironwood. Uh, I think I'm gonna make up a bunch of jerky and a bunch of Texas barbecue ribs and freeze them and carry out there with me.
Oh, those ribs will be a hit. Those ribs will be a hit. You gonna mesquite smoke them?
Yeah, I got a certain way I do them. It I wrap them in foil and seal them and cook them for about 2.5 hours, and then unwrap them and put the sauce on them and put them on a grill with mesquite wood.
Well, see, I don't. I like my ribs dry. I don't put sauce on them. I serve them with sauce, and I let them put the sauce on them. But I
Yeah,
make the ribs dry. And the way I do it is I run them for about 45 minutes at about 400 degrees in the grill section of the smoker. Then I pull them out, wrap them, and put them in the smoker, and then let them run for about 8 hours. And when I pull them out, you can pick the bones up out of the ribs, and they're just as moist and tender as can be. And
well
this is pork ribs, mind you. This is not beef ribs.
I do just exactly the opposite of what you do.
Yeah.
I'll wrap them in tin, and I may put some rub on them or something, but I wrap
Oh
them
yeah.
in
I
tin
put rub on them every time.
and cook them until they're just about to fall apart. And then I take them out and I mix the juice I catch off the ribs with my barbecue sauce.
Okay, so you
And
put the fat back into it.
yeah, and so, but then they dry out, and normally I'll put a sweet barbecue sauce on it then, and the I'll have two kinds of
Hey,
barbecue
Crystal.
sauce sitting on the table. One of them will be tart, and one of them will be sweet. And I like the tart barbecue sauce.
I like spicy. I like the kick. I love a barbecue sauce with cayenne pepper and jalapeno in it, especially cayenne.
You like the Texas rib? Hello, Destination Delight. How you doing, girl? They making me hungry thinking about that. I may have to go pick some ribs up tomorrow.
I got some in the freezer. I might have to pull out. In fact, I just noticed something on the calendar. Let me look at that. Yeah, I got a 3-day weekend coming up.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Yeah, Friday. I'm off Friday because Veterans Day is on Saturday, and this is the first. I've been a veteran since I was 19 years old. This is the first job I ever had where I got Veterans Day off.
Uh, it still freaks me out. Somebody will walk up and say, "Thank you for your service," and I don't know how to answer that. It
You know
just,
what, Ron?
I mean,
I have never figured it out either because that was the best 8 years of my life. I absolutely loved my time in the Coast Guard.
I had a lot of good time, had a lot of bad ones too. So
I served mostly in peacetime, so there wasn't a lot of bad for me. It was pretty smooth sailing, and I got some of the best training I ever had in my life, and it set me up for the rest of my life. So I got no complaints about my service in the Coast Guard. And, it's like nobody needs to thank me. Nobody needs to say anything. It's like, no, that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life was to join the Coast Guard. You know, the only one competing with it was when I got a vasectomy.
yeah. you know, uh, Jane, I guess I'm a weird cat on that kind of stuff. Uh, I'll probably stay home tomorrow. I mean, on Veterans Day. Uh,
No, that's Friday.
yeah, Friday,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I'm not a mixer with the veteran deal.
I, I don't get out either. I have never taken the free meals or anything like that. I mean, mainly because I feel guilty. It's like my experience in the Coast Guard has provided me with a great career, and I make enough money. I can afford to buy something for lunch if I want to. I don't need to depend on some veterans discount. The Coast Guard served me well.
Yeah, I'm the same way about a damn handicap parking lot. All right, is and I don't walk real well, but I just can't force myself. And I got the license plate and all that crap, but I don't think I've ever parked in a handicap parking lot, and I can't.
I'll
But
be honest with
I
you,
just
Ron.
don't.
I wouldn't do it. I would stay where you're at and keep walking. The more you walk, the better.
Yeah, and I haven't done that in the last month or 6 weeks, and I sure tell it.
Yeah. I hadn't done it in a year and I need to bad. Hey, Bree. How you doing, girl?
Hey, Bree, here comes the other outlaw. See the girl with the red dress on.
Oh, by the way, I was looking at something today. Uh, they sell red suits on Amazon. You think I can pull it off?
Do they do who?
They sell red suits on Amazon. You think I can pull it off?
I don't know.
I'm talking about dressing up as Santa Claus with my beard and my Victoria's Secret hat.
Victoria's Secret shit.
Oh, you've never seen that? Hold on a minute. Let me find it.
Hey, PSB. Good evening.
Well, I thought it was close. It's not. Hey, Paul. But anyway, I got a toboggan that's got a little ball on top of it, and it's in buffalo plaid, and it says Victoria's Secret on it. It's a Christmas type thing. So I figure I'll wear that instead of a Santa hat with the Santa outfit.
As long as you're not wearing that damn thong, we'll be all right.
Well, I won't be. I'm okay if she is.
I was dating a little old gal for a while that had a son that was like 14, I guess. And we'd go to the mall to get something. And he said, I'm going to run around for a little bit. Okay. And this gal said, well, how you know where he's going to be? I said, Victoria's Secret just down the mall just a little bit. He'll be there. He'll be close. Sure enough, you want to find him, having benches out in the middle of a mall. He'd be sitting on one of them benches, eyes bugged out. Hello, Fred. That's Cookie.
Hey, Brene. How you doing, lady? Oh, my God. Bree, why you got to post a link to my channel? I had somebody else subscribe today, and I don't know why they do.
Well, you got more stuff on your walls than I got on mine, Cookie.
Well, I got a coat rack, an AR-15, and a poster of Drew Brees.
Used to, I never did care for avocados. And I got where I eat the heck out of them things now.
I love them suckers. Oh, well, I just got a new subscriber. Guess who? No, seriously, guess who? You're not going to believe this one. Box Van D.
Box Van D. Well,
she just subscribed to my channel just now, or at least I just got the notification for it.
That's the one I want to meet while I'm out there.
I would love to meet Dee. I would. Oh, Paul, you don't have to recognize me. Ain't nobody recognizes me. I'm not a creator. I just watch this stuff.
Well, that's the reason I run the lives. I don't think I'm a creator either. I'm just lazy. The lives are easy.
I'm too lazy to even do that. I'd have to figure out StreamYard and shit then.
Yeah, my deal out there in Arizona this year, I want to meet Dee, and then Roy and Becky, I want to sort of camp with them for a little bit. Say, hello, Big Bob, and then of course the people
that giant bulb, hey.
Oh. Ow. Rocky. You don't pay no attention. He grabbing my hand, biting me, wanting something.
Yeah, that's me, Carol.
We never did figure out what kind of damn cookie you were. What chewing on the table, idiot? Rocky.
Snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodle.
Well, I got to make ironwood because Fairy Dust said she, she, she was going to make me a German chocolate cake.
D, I don't plan on posting videos, but maybe one day. You never know. Who the hell knows?
Hello, Miss D. Rocky, quit.
Jane, I
Chewing
wish
on
I
the
could be there. I wish I could. It's not likely. I mean, I gotta be honest with myself. There ain't a whole lot of likelihood of me getting much travel except for between here and Rochester anytime soon.
You don't have the foggiest idea what I'm going for, Diane. That's what I need to start doing, D. I can't type that damn fast. Blanket hello.
Hell, I can't talk that fast, much less type.
Yeah, I have a hard time doing that too, Cookie.
Paul, hello, blanket.
They, oh Lord. I wonder what they're going to call it this year. COVID 20?
Oh God, I don't even want to think about that. Started getting all the alerts from the doctors yesterday.
Oh,
I'm not looking forward to it.
yeah, I'm going to do I'm not, I took the two of them shots last year. I'm not doing that again.
Well, the thing is, Ron, I don't care about the shots. There's not a whole lot to look forward to when you're in the hospital. But at least when the people that are taking care of you come in and smile, and you can see the smile, it means something. You know, it does. It's nice to see that smile. And man, it was 2 freaking years solid. I had people treating me that I'd never seen their smile. And
Well,
that
you
was
don't know
horrible.
what's bad with me. I'm about half deaf, and I read lips too, I guess, because they put that damn mask on. I can't understand what they're saying three-quarters of the time.
No, it
And
muffles their voice because I'm hard of hearing too. And I can promise you, I don't read lips. Uh, I have to be looking at someone and I have to have them looking at me and I have to hear them to know what they're saying. I mean, it's a struggle. It really is. And the masks,
if
they did make it worse. They did because their voice was muffled. Yeah, and a lot of these nurses, and I'm talking stereotypical a woman as a nurse, they're soft spoken and it's hard to hear them anyway. And then you go and stick a mask on their face and you're muffling their voice, and it's just hard to hear them.
it, it I've got to be looking at them. If they're looking at me, I do pretty good. but if they're not, the high pitched voices, I'm deaf in the high range,
Oh,
a low
yeah, me too. That doesn't
like a
surprise
guy.
me. We both shoot guns our whole life. That's common.
Yeah. Well, and then I worked in that damn steel shop with
Right.
sledgehammers and
Well, and
running
I
and
was on board the ship in the Coast Guard and stuff, and that's all noisy.
yeah. But sometimes I guess it comes in handy. I used to know an old man that had a hearing aid.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut now.
His wife would get on him about something, and he'd huh, and he'd start fooling with that damn hearing aid in his ear, and she'd walk off, and he'd go laughing. He said, "Boy, that hearing aid's the best thing I ever got. You just turn them off."
You know what was
And he wouldn't
funny,
even be
Ron?
adjusting that.
I kept trying to tell my wife at the time that I was hard of hearing, and she didn't believe me. And we were walking through the mall one day, and there was an audiology shop out there. It said free hearing test. So she was arguing with me and aggravated because I missed something she said earlier. So she grabs me and drags me into this audiology shop. The guy sticks me in this booth and does this freaking test on me and stuff. And I guess while I was inside the booth, they could hear the tone outside the booth. And the audiologist that was there looked at her and said, "When this man tells you he did not hear you, he is not lying to you. He did not hear you." No.
Well, I tell you something that drives me crazy and quick is I'll get tendonitis where my ears are ringing, and
Oh
you can get
God.
used to that. I mean that's
That's the
just
reason
normal. But
I've always got background noise on.
but but the thing about it is, every once in a while that shit'll quit, and all of a sudden it's just silent, and it just about blow your head off. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
damn, I done listened to this for 50 years.
Well, see, the way I handle my tinnitus is I always have something running in the background. There's always some sort of noise in the background, whether it's a fan, the air conditioner, a heater, a TV with a waterfall or something playing on it. I got to have something running in the background. Otherwise, the ringing in my head will drive me insane.
It annoys your husband, Jane. Oh Lord.
All right, Janice, I can attest to selective hearing because in my last marriage I had a wife and 5 kids. I learned to ignore a lot.
I love my grandkids to death, but about 2 or 3 hours, and I got to go get some quiet time.
Yeah, I can see that. I you know what,
So, yeah.
Ron? I got a 32-year-old and a 29-year-old, and I got no grandkids. I'm guessing I'm probably not getting any at this point.
Damn, I got a whole damn tribe.
It's probably a good thing I don't.
Let's see, I got 3 kids, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8 grandkids and 2 great grandkids.
Jane, you're killing me.
You gone, Bree? I mean, Bree. D.
You have a good night, Miss D.
We'll see you in about 3 months, Bree. God dang it, Deacon. I can't talk.
You got Bree
Yeah,
on the brain, don't you?
I guess. I was sitting there reading the chat. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to meeting Dee.
Oh, I would be too. I would love to.
You sound like my youngest daughter and her husband. If they sit down at the table and he wants to eat with his mouth open for 30 seconds, she's beating the crap out of him.
Poor guy.
That drives her nuts.
I'll be honest with you. I'd warn a person they probably don't want to know that they drive me nuts or that I drive them nuts. They don't want to let me know I'm doing something to drive them nuts because I'm not going to stop now.
You can see it coming. You see my daughter's face go to changing. And you just sit back and wait for the damn explosion. Oh Lord.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go camp with Roy and Becky for a little bit and meet that crew. Apparently, there's 20 or 30 of them camped together.
They got a pretty big crowd. At least they used to. I assume they still do. I hadn't paid a whole lot of attention. I go in every now and again, but not usually.
Hell, I got to picking on Roy. Now, every time I go in, Roy and Becky, she'll give him a wet willy. every time she sees my name on there.
But you know
Probably
what, though?
gonna whip.
You got to give it to Roy. He's got a pretty good sense of humor. You know, he can
He
take
does.
it. Yeah. We all got to have a hobby. Why are mine so expensive, Jane?
That thing
Yeah.
I pulled propane bottles out today. I wanted to sort of set this trailer up. Cause this trailer I'm in now is just like a small apartment. It's 2 bedrooms. Everything.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I had propane set up. And damn, I got to pulling 40-gallon propane bottles out, and I had 5 of them.
How expensive was that?
Oh, that's gonna cost a couple bucks. But I'm gonna set
Yeah,
2 on
imagine
the
it would.
trailer and then set the rest of them around
Yeah.
till I'll use it up eventually.
5 of them, 40-gallon. That's going to be a couple $100.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, easy.
but that'll last me the whole year. So,
Oh, will it? Okay.
yeah, it'll last a long time. Cause like the furnace is the biggest user of it, and I'll run these electric heaters and warm it up, and then once it gets warmed up, just run electric heaters, But and then the grill, I do most of my cooking outside. The weather's not too bad.
Well, you know, I lived in a house here locally, but over on a different street, and it had central heat that was gas. But the guy warned me the house has no insulation. You don't want to use the gas heat. You want to use that pellet stove and just turn the heat off and just turn the fan on and let it circulate through the house. Well, what I did was when I got home from work, I turned the gas on and turned it up high. And the gas would heat the house up in like 15 minutes. And then by the time the gas got the house warm, I'd already had the pellet stove lit, had it running, and I turned the gas off and just let the fan run.
Yeah. This trailer warms up pretty quick, but
Yeah.
it takes a few minutes because it's a big trailer. And oh, okay, we got a crew in here now. I'm gonna ask the question I asked a while ago. If I start scheduling like 3 lives a week uh, at 10 o'clock on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, is there anything wrong with that? Y'all come up with any other time?
And that works for me.
Hell, I may go a little, and I used to start at 11, 11 or 11:30, but that runs you pretty late if you got to get up and do something next morning. PM.
Oh, hell, if it was AM, that would be fine. I'd be there every day.
Yeah. Well,
PM,
there's still going to be some of that AM business. I
right.
started getting about 2:30 last night.
Well, when I say AM, I'm talking like 8, 9, 10 AM. I'm not talking about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I'm usually up at 4, so I can be in there for that. But I usually don't have my notifications turned on until 5. So
Well,
the overnight stuff I usually
I'll
miss unless I'm up for it.
I'll still do the pop up just like I have been. Usually, when I do a pop up, is when I get through with a job, or I get tired, or I want to sit down for a few minutes. Well, I'll just open a pop up bus.
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I catch
keep
you for
them.
quite a few of those.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta let this dog out. I'll be right back.
Yep. Jane, I wish I could be there. It's just, I'm trying to think. It's going early February, right? Fairy dust. I've made it into Jimmy's a few times. Only a few. Hey, Badge. Hey, Bill. Uh, Fairy dust. Is it the week of February 5th through the 9th? Ron, do you
I think
remember
it's a
when
week.
that Ironwood meetup is?
It's right around the first.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
think it's first week in January. Hello, Badge and Bill.
They said February, I thought. And I thought it was the week of February 5th, which is early. February 2nd to the 6th?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, technically it is possible because I do go to Mayo the next week. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind that. I don't know where the hell I'd stay.
They find you somewhere. Dang, they're starting the pre-meet up quick, ain't they?
Damn, that's early, Jane. I like the way y'all party.
Rocky done found him a plastic bottle again.
You know something funny is I try to get Foxy to chew on stuff like that and play. She's not interested at all. Not at all. She wants something to eat, damn it. She don't want something to chew on. She wants something to eat.
Rocky's pretty particular about that too.
Oh, Foxy has become particular. I have to put the expensive food underneath the cheap food to get her to eat the cheap shit. You ever had to do that for a dog?
Yeah.
Hey, what's this? This is how well she's got me trained. I've been sitting in my office chair. She is right behind me. I can guarantee you that. I thought I would teach her to not sit back there. No, instead, she's taught me to turn around and go beep, beep before I move so that she gets out of the way. Beep, beep. She pops up and runs to her house then. That dog has me so trained, it's not even funny.
Well, they can't stay but 2 weeks, can they, James? The 2 week limit there. They're gonna have to come and go if they're starting now.
Yeah, move is like 28 feet, right?
Do what?
So don't you only have to move like 28 feet?
No, 28 miles.
Oh, 28 miles. Okay. Jane, she is an Australian Shepherd. Would y'all like to see her? I have to put the tablet down on the floor with her, but I can do that. Hello. I hope y'all can see her.
She's soaking that up.
Oh, yeah, she loves that. Her favorite thing is to actually sit on the couch with me.
Jane, they gonna need to find another spot just in case the warden do show up. Badge ain't gonna have a prayer. He got his wife with him and got Jane traveling with him too. He's out in class, I think.
Oh God, Carol, she is so spoiled. It's not even funny. And you know what? It is 100% my fault because I cannot blame anyone before me that had this dog. It's all me. Well, before she got here, she used to be a respectable dog with good behavior. Now she just lays around and wants her belly rubbed all the time.
I've been thinking about see if I could find one of them rattlesnake avoidance schools for Rocky since we're gonna go out to Arizona and we got a few rattlers around here. More copperheads than rattlesnakes.
Yeah, copperheads are pretty mean too. They're a little bit aggressive.
And he
Oh,
ain't scared
Carol,
of nothing.
she is definitely the queen, Carol.
Boy, they get spoiled quick.
Oh yeah,
And they learn quick. Rocky's one of the smartest dogs I've had.
Foxy is a powder. And when I leave her here and go away for whatever reason, and I'm not here overnight, oh my God, she pouts so bad.
When I was in the hospital before, my friend's wife would come over here and let Rocky out. And the yeah, bad talking about taking the hearing aids out. He like that old man I was talking about. But they said Rocky wouldn't eat for about 3 days, but he just drank a little water and that was about it.
You
But he,
know, my neighbor went out of town and her dog liked me. He used to sit in my lap all the time. And, but when she went out of town and I told her I would look after him, that dog went into the closet upstairs in her bedroom. He wouldn't fucking come out.
yeah,
I couldn't even make him go to the bathroom. I mean, he didn't eat, drink, piss, or shit for 4 days. I thought the poor guy was going to die.
my wife had a damn chihuahua, and that dog was crazy. And when I got up and started, he wouldn't bark or growl at me or nothing when I walked in. But when I started to leave, he's gonna reach and bite you when you were going out the front door. I mean, this
That's odd.
happened every. And then if she went out of town and I went over there and was taking care of him, oh hell, he was my buddy. He'd be up in my lap and
Yeah.
playing and everything else. Just as soon as she got back, he'd go to bite me out every day going out the front door. What are you doing, Billy?
Hey, drones.
Well, Badge, I'm not particularly worried about that out there. And but we got a lot of copperheads around here that probably be good for him to have that training too. Because now if something moves, he jumps it. He jumps right in the middle of it.
Now, Billy, if there's any trouble in here, it's my fault. It ain't Ron's.
Yeah, it damn sure is. It's all cookie.
Hey, Lily.
Hello, Miss Lily.
What are you trying to say, Diane? Not that I misunderstood you. I I tell you, I don't know how much you want to talk about this, Ron, but tell you what, that Smith and Wesson Equalizer, it ain't bad. Not bad at
Mm-mm.
all.
I'm gonna tell you what I like from this.
This is the first Smith I've ever owned, and I didn't think I was going to like it because it had the grip safety, but it didn't interfere with shooting the gun.
No,
So, you know,
and
I mean, if it
and they
don't interfere with that, well, it's kind of hard to complain about it.
and they got one of the best triggers on any gun out there.
Well, they do, and but here's something else about the Equalizer, Ron. It's not a striker fired. It's
Yeah,
just like those. It's just like those FN reflexes I just bought. It's internally hammer fired, and a hammer fired trigger is 10 times better than a freaking striker fired trigger any day of the week. I, I don't like Glocks because of the trigger.
yeah. Hello, Lacey. How you doing, girl?
Hey, Lacey, you got Cookie Monster up here, Lacey?
And Lacey's a sweetheart now.
Oh yeah,
Take time out of her busy day to type us a message.
yeah. Makes you feel special anytime she says hello, don't it?
Yep. Well, anytime I can make a pretty girl smile, it just makes my day.
No, they don't have to be pretty. That's just a bonus. Anybody smile. If I can make anybody smile, it's a good day.
As long as they don't smile and point.
I'm not sure I understood you.
I was on a deer leaf one day, and we had an old man that was older than me then, and he got his pickup stuck, and it was cold, and he was off in that water. I was soaking wet, cold. It was about 30 degrees, and I had a motel room in town. My wife was in town, and man, I was shaking. I was so cold. I stripped off in muddy clothes. She ran a tub full of hot water, and I got off in that hot water. Thought I'd warm up a little bit. And all of a sudden, she went to pointing and laughing. That's not a good deal.
Oh, I'm going to leave that one alone, Ron. I'm just going to leave it alone.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do. It's not a real confidence builder, though.
Uh,
Are you sitting on your hands, Rock?
uh, I didn't ever need any
Damn
help
it.
with it. In fact, if anything, I could have used help the other direction. I needed my confidence knocked down a little bit. My first experience as an adult being single was New Orleans. They don't call that place the Big Easy for nothing. That might be a miracle badge. Badge, you are a
Oh,
miracle.
man, you
Ain't
just a
nobody
big old.
your damn. Ain't nobody as ornery as you that should still be alive. You are a miracle.
James, did I say hello to you? I'm sorry, this damn chat jumping around if I didn't.
James in here? Hell, I missed him too. Hey, James, how you doing? How's Cindy?
Yeah, what is a walking taco?
Oh, that's a street taco. They just make them
Damn,
on
taco
them little
gets up
bitty.
walk.
No, they just make them on a little freaking tortilla. You get them at a food truck and you walk around eating them.
Fixing to say, if I got a tortilla, it'll start walking off my plate. I ain't eating it.
Never mind. Ron, I'm gonna get
That's a
both of us in trouble.
that's a Frito pie in Texas, Lily.
Yep, Frito chili pie.
Boy, I tell you what, I like them things.
You know what? I tell you what. If you take Fritos and Hormel chili and cheese and you separate them, there's nothing special about any one of them. But when you mix them together at a ballpark, pretty freaking special.
Yeah,
Especially when they sprinkle
I'll
the onions in there.
yeah. About once every week or two, I'll pick the big old Frito pie and eat until I'm about to bust.
Oh, I wish I could. I can't eat corn chips no more. They kill my blood sugar.
Uh oh. I just wonder about this deal I got coming up, if that's going to change my diet any.
You know, I don't know 100%, but I know those that are experiencing kidney failure, they want to limit how much they drink on a regular basis. That's very different from what you're going through because you're losing one
Yeah.
kidney and the other one's fine. So I don't know whether it's going to cause any issues for you, but I know those that are experiencing actual kidney failure, they have to limit their liquids that they intake. Now, I don't
Well,
know
what
what those
about
limits
protein?
are. I,
I'm just wondering if you have to limit protein.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a nephrologist out there somewhere that can tell you everything you want to know. Unfortunately, I'm not him.
Well, I guarantee you that doctor get real pretty good about it.
Oh, trust me,
At,
I make I make sure every one of mine earn their education. Don't question that. I do. Even Thor. I mean, he may have went to college in Reykjavik, but I looked that shit up too. I probably didn't pronounce that right.
But you know, there's something else about that too. You can take four people and eat the same thing and get four different reactions out of it. And you got to listen to what your body's telling you too.
Oh, you will get that every freaking time, Ron. You will. And trust me, I have realized that going through this clinical trial because that's one of the things they figure out in these clinical trials. I mean, they started me off on 60 milligrams of this stuff. I'm only on 20 milligrams today, and it's still kicking my
Mm.
ass. So at 60 milligrams, it was, well, at 60 milligrams, it was almost fatal. I took my blood pressure one night, and it was 267 over 158 or something like that. And when I called them, they're like, don't take it no more and go to the ER. So
Yeah.
that was when they stepped me down from 60 milligrams to 40.
Gals are doing a little bit better, aren't they, Carl?
Wait a minute, Sarah's having problems now?
Do what?
I thought he said Sarah was having issues now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been having some seizures here and there. Carl, man, even my heart goes out to you, buddy. It does. I sure hope you find some help with your girls. I know how helpless you feel. Trust me, I do.
Oh my Lord! Look at this.
Holy shit, he's got the purple people eater on, even though he's muted and we can't hear him. You're muted, Badge.
I,
I guess he couldn't figure it out.
yeah, he'll go out and come back in a different way.
Yeah. I tell you, one thing I have discovered when it comes up for being on StreamYard, an Android tablet is the way to go when you're a guest. I couldn't tell you about it as the host, but every time I come up on stream, I do it on an Android tablet and it works great. If I do it on my computer, it sucks.
Well, you know that. Now that's funny. The way you told me to get into the Fisher's room didn't work on this laptop.
Does that work any
No.
better now? Does that work any better?
Yeah, that's better. We hear you
Okay,
now.
so there's only so much I can take, like everybody's going on about street tacos. So I'm gonna
At
give
least
you
you
a
got
real
the
fast.
purple people later on.
That's right. That's my hat. That's key. This is when I talk to people that I want to get on the same level with. I put this on. So what I'm they call them street tacos, but we call them tacos in a bag. Now what you do is Billy, he loves these things. So you go and you get one of these here and you make the taco meat, right? It's like a taco. You cut all the meat, you make the taco with this stuff, and then you
done
cut-
lost Ron's interest because he ain't going to use old El Paso for a damn thing.
It's not made in New York City.
It doesn't matter where it's made. He ain't going to use that shit. I know better.
Well, you're cutting fine hairs now. Just shut up and listen. So what you do is you cook the meat, and then you dice the tomatoes, and you have onions and green peppers and sour cream and cheese
No,
and then you cut the bag. You take the Doritos like this, right? You have to use Doritos, none of your Walmart crap. You got to use Doritos. And
Thanks, Carol.
You cut the corner and you crunch them down and break them all up. And then you slit the bag this way, and then you put the meat and all the stuff in there and mix it up. And that's tacos in a bag. And it's really good.
So
down here and
tacos in a bag and street tacos are not the same thing.
I know they're not the same. That's why I'm up here, because you got talking street tacos and they're not the same. And then when and Lillian was talking about Fritos, and you don't use Fritos. Fritos are with chili, and chili, they take the same. They put chili in a Fritos bag, and that is what they're calling the street taco. It's not.
No, we call that Frito chili pie, but you got to add onions and jalapenos to it.
Yeah. Well, you do that with the tacos in a bag too. You can add jalapenos and all that stuff if you want. So nice. So yeah. So I just thought I'd come up and clarify that point, because I know Billy was cringing, and you don't want Billy cringing too much, because I do have a video on it, by the way, if you want to go back and look. I don't know where it is. It's back there somewhere. But there's a thing on how to make them. So anyway, that's all I got to say. I'm out of here. It's been a pleasure.
Damn.
Jump up here and slap us around a little bit and then run, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much what happened, I'm sitting there thinking, I said, Al, I can't take this. They're going on about tacos in a bag and street tacos, and no, I got to straighten them out, and that's all there is to it. And
well, I never called them tacos in a bag. We called them street tacos, and it's about a 6-inch. It's about a 6-inch corn tortilla, and the Mexicans build it, wrap it in tinfoil, hand it to you, and you eat the sucker.
No, that's a street taco.
That's what I said.
In a bag. It's a whole different ballgame.
I said a street taco. I don't do tacos in a bag.
Yeah, they call street tacos. They call this stuff street tacos. I guess in New Orleans they do it, but they do it with chili.
You badge. It's New Orleans. They call everything whatever the hell they want to.
Yeah, we don't have to
you know why they call them street tacos down there, and they don't wear badges at, don't you?
Yeah.
It's too damn cold to be on the street selling tacos up there in Canada.
I know. I got to tell you this. This is how bad it is with tacos in a bag. Old Dutch in Canada, they make Doritos in a bag, and they call them street tacos.
It's hard to take them serious, ain't it, Carl?
They call them tacos in a bag. You buy them, and it's made to cut the side and everything. It's kind of cool. That's how bad it is up here. But that's why you don't have tacos in a bag, because you're not in Canada.
The one that got me about Canada was what is it? A burger under a bridge or something like that.
The bridge fries.
Bridge fries, yeah. That's like poutine on steroids, right?
No. Bridge fries are totally different. This
Striper.
Place,
wait a minute, James. What is striper in a bag?
What? I gotta watch it. What's James saying?
James was asking about even stripper in a bag.
Bridge fries. Yeah, bridge fries. Okay, here we are. Okay, I'm gonna.
Well, I don't know. I was kind of interested in the stripper in the bag.
The thing about bridge fries. Okay, now this bridge fries is only there is probably a couple places. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I've tried French fries all over North America, and the only ones that are bridge fries are the ones underneath the Blue Water Bridge in Point Edward, Ontario. And it's been around since 1937, this place. It was a chip truck is what it was originally. And they make the chips fresh daily. They're not McDonald's, or they're not out of the freezer. They're fresh made. And they're only made with russet potatoes, and they're only cooked in oil. I can't tell you the name of the oil. That's giving the secret away. but they're only, I think it's peanut oil. There's only one oil they cook them in, and they only fries that taste like that. And I've tasted them all over. And I tell you, they're like, especially around, like, you don't get it down south much because everybody's into tacos and all that crap. But in, like, down around the lakes.
What the hell's wrong with
Great Lakes-
tacos there, Badge? Come on. Tacos are pretty good.
Well, the only problem with tacos, they come out faster than they go in sometimes. You got to watch that. But
No,
the
that's
thing
only
is-
if you go to Taco Bell. Damn it.
Oh, Taco Bell, yeah. So around the Great Lakes, French fries are a big thing. Like you can find French fries almost anywhere, right? But most of them, they cook them too long and they make them hard. They're not like I'll guarantee if you go to the Bridge Fries in Point Edward, Ontario, you'll say, yeah, that son of a bitch is right. They are good. And every time I go there, I eat them. Every time. And then
Well, maybe they like how they used to make a whiskey down here in Texas. They'd get all the stuff and put them in a batch and get a rattlesnake head and throw in there for a little bit of bite to it. Ain't no telling what they're eating bad.
I don't know. They got a formula. They've used it for close to 100 years and it works. Because I tried the chip trucks all around. Like there's probably 10 chip trucks within a mile of that place, right? Because everybody thinks, oh, well, you just cut potatoes, throw it in the thing, cook it up, and they're Bridge Fries, right? Well, no, it doesn't work that way. And I've tried them all, and they don't taste like Albert's. Albert's fries are the best. There's no doubt about it.
Bad, would you do me a favor?
What?
Take that damn hat off. It's hard to take.
Boy, I think it's kind of sexy.
I'm going to interrupt and say, hey, Linda, how you doing, girl?
This one here you can probably relate with, Ron, okay? Because I'm going to bring this down with me, so yeah, you can relate to this one. Okay, there we go. There we go, good. How's that one? Is that better? No?
Actually, yeah, it is.
Huh? It's me though, right? That's why I keep these. These are me. Willie told me that it was always me, so I don't know. I just keep. Okay, enough of the horsing around. So yeah, that's my take on that. So,
You wear that last hat and they'd be calling you a peckerhead.
that's all right. I've been called lots of shit. They got to really go good to put one on me, you know. Like I said, if I make somebody smile, that's a friggin' miracle. That's not nice. That's just a friggin' miracle. Simple.
Just don't let them point and laugh.
Yeah. I seen a cartoon today, and I thought, you know, that's it. So the two ladies talking together, and she says, "Oh, what are you planning on doing this year?" "Oh, I'll get a little more grumpier and nastier." I said, "That fits for me too. I'll take that one and work on it." So,
I can tell already there's going to be some hellacious conversations around that campfire.
well, I said to Steve, I said, "Are you sure about this?" "Well, yeah, I guess so."
Oh,
I said,
hell,
"Well,
that's going to be the greatest
says, "You
campfire
got-
ever. Y'all got to do this.
God almighty, you got me, you got Ron, you got Mark Wolf, and James Cantonese, and James.
You might
Gray.
ought to start it. You might ought to start a behind the scenes channel. Just saying.
That's going to be a tight one, I'll tell you. You might want to have some. It's going to be a close one down there, but anyway. So, well, that'd be cool if you showed up, Cookie. That'd be cool. I like that. That'd be good.
It's going to be a stretch. It is. It really would be. I mean,
Yeah.
that time of the year, I'm probably going to be in Minnesota, to be honest with you.
I got a snowblower here if you want it. I went and got a snowblower.
No, I
Fixed up
prefer to
all
let
around.
those people that we pay the taxes to do their job and let them blow the snow.
Yeah. No, it's just, it'd be cool though.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. You know, like I said, I would love to meet Dee. I'd love to meet Ron. You know,
Dee's
I'd love
pretty
to meet Steve and
Steve, Steven,
Fit for Expedition. Tim.
Yeah.
I just so many different people I'd like to
You know,
meet that
the
is going
funny
to be
part
there.
about it is you go and you meet these people, and I always go back and just pull myself back from it, and you listen to them. Like Tim was a really good one, and I'm listening to Tim, and I says, "Why did you build this the way you did?" His box truck, right? So he explained it all, why he built it, and it's so interesting if you get their
Oh yeah.
story, because you're sitting there thinking, "What the hell did you do that for?" But he explained it all, so it was really good, and that's what I get a kick out of is all,
Well,
like I
I
always,
mean, when you think about it, we're all individuals. We're all going to do shit differently, especially when you're talking about something that's custom.
yeah, but the thing is, it gets you cookie is I always wonder, like, what the hell they do that for? And then you ask, like, I always believe there's two sides of the story, right? And everybody always runs with the one side. I always like to get the second side to see, okay, this guy's saying this, and this guy's
Yeah,
saying
because
that.
the truth is usually somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, that's what Blindview said. There's three sides of the story: his side, your side, and the real side. So yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
There's some
But no,
truth to that.
it's really interesting, because a lot of the stuff that in the Nomad stuff, it doesn't bother me at all because I don't know, I don't think I do that. Like you take Marshall, um, Mellow Adventures or whatever it is, Marshall,
Yeah.
and he's got that little van, and you can't even put a cigarette paper in there. So I says, why the hell do you build it out like this? And he told us exactly why he did it. And now he's building a new one. And it's really interesting. I get a kick out of talking to people and ask them, like, why did you do that? Like, and it doesn't really offend them because you just ask them, why do you do that? And they say, well, this is what I was thinking. And it's
All right, I
kind
got
of,
to interrupt you right here just a second. Hey, Fairy Dust, hugs to you too.
I should put the thing on
Yeah,
there.
I tell you what, that campfire there would drive Foxy crazy because all it would be beep 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 beep.
I would love to be there. I would love to be there. I would.
I tell you, Jane, I'm not gonna share cranberry ginger ale with anybody. I don't give a shit. Cherry Coke, maybe, but I do have maple marshmallows. I will bring maple marshmallows. So
Mango marshmallows.
yeah, maple marshmallows. If you have never had a maple
Oh,
marshmallow,
maple marshmallows. I thought you said
it
mango marshmallows.
no maple marshmallows. If you ever had a maple marshmallow, you drive all the way you drive all the way to Arizona for the meetup. I tell you, just saying. But anyway, you guys had a pretty good show, so I'm going to leave now that I explained tacos in a bag so that everybody knows how it is. And just so you know, it's not a paid political announcement, but I do have a video on it on the channel, and I'm not going to tell you where it is. You go find it.
Damn, he feed a plum pasty tonight, isn't he?
I know. I went out and was working on loading the truck for Arizona, and I come in. I was tired, so I had a nap. So we're ready for now, boys. I tell you.
Well,
Anyway.
me and you might not get together in Texas this year, but we'll get together in Arizona anyway.
Oh yeah, we'll get together. We're gonna go up there probably. We're gonna go. I'm thinking I want to try to get there at the end of January and stay for a month because, the problem with Arizona and Ironwood and Steve and them was, when you meet Steve and that, you don't want to leave, because there's a whole bunch of them down there. There's Steve and Oki and Dave Wanders and Sue, and you meet all these people. You don't want to leave. You want to say, "Oh, can I stay for a day or two?" And yeah, so they're really good people. And the funny part about it was that I was talking to Jane after she told me that she wanted to follow us down because, I drive the road and I don't even think of where the hell I am. And you know what it's like, Ron. You just like you drive to Elkhart. Where's this? I don't know. I just drive by it. I don't care. But she was saying, "Oh, I like to go see them Socorro Cactus." I said, "You're kidding, right?" She said, "No, I really do. I want to go to this Socorro National Monument or whatever they call it, right? I says, well, that's Ironwood. I says, when you get down there, Steve will take you on a cruise and he'll take you all through that because Ironwood's on the back side of that Socorro forest or whatever they call it. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, it'll be an eye opener for her because it's people from Canada. Like I can't wait till I take her down there and we pick the grapefruit off the tree. That's going to be a cool one because most of the time you get grapefruit up here and they're like 2-3 weeks old, right? You have to take a chainsaw to cut them open, but down there you can take it and peel it. You know, it's stupid stuff like that. See, that's the thing about the funny part about it is that the Americans think the Canadians are totally crazy, right? But it's stupid stuff that we don't get, like the fresh limes or the fresh lemons or the oranges or the grapefruit or even a turnip, for crying out loud, off the field. You don't get that up here unless it's in the summer. In the wintertime, you don't. See, in the wintertime, you get it down there. Like we went into the Yuma flea market, and they're selling these mellow oranges. They're oranges they're like a navel, but they're a little bigger, and they're so sweet. And I said, "What the hell are these old mellow ones? You like them? Try them." That's our Bob's telling us, right? So I tried them, and I said, "Jesus, we ate 6 of them before we even got out the door." Because you never get that stuff that fresh, you know. But anyway,
That's one thing. If you get to come down to Texas, it's the same way there. You go down in the valley, you can go out there and pick grapefruits or oranges or whatever
yeah,
right off a damn tree.
yeah,
And,
yeah. It's a whole different ballgame. Like, you know, everybody says, well, yeah, you get stuff up there in Canada, yeah, but everything we get, even the salads we get, you know, the salads in a bag, even the salads in a bag are like 3 to 4 days out. So they're not fresh like here. I got stuff in Blythe at the store and it was fresh that day. Like that day, they
yeah,
packaged it and brought it in. It's fresh that day. Like you don't get that up here, right? So that's the thing.
I tell you something. I've had a hard time. I love plums and I love good peaches, but now they got where those are getting hard to find. All the peach orchards and stuff is shut down here.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You got to go to Ruston.
yeah, but
Do what?
it's a real eye
You
opener.
go to Ruston,
I guess.
Louisiana, where the peach farm is.
Well, they had that here in Texas. Like you went to Fredericksburg, and you could just walk out there in orchard and pick your peaches. And they had peach ice cream, peach everything. And
Have you
so
never
that
been to
peach,
Ruston? Ruston's famous for their peaches.
no, never have.
Now, if you get a chance, go to Ruston, Louisiana. They got fresh peaches in the summertime,
See,
and they're
that's
good.
like peaches up here. Like I don't know, peaches and nectarines. I think they're like baseballs because that's what they're like when they get here.
My
They're
favorite was plums in Louisiana. Man, you get plums; those suckers are juicy.
yeah,
Plums and pears.
yeah.
You like the
Anyway,
Mexican?
guys, just explain the tacos in a bag. There's a video on my channel. Take it and you can see it. And you guys have fun and don't mix your street tacos and tacos in a bag. And what's that Frito one? What's the
I'm not
Frito one
convinced
called?
that's a bad idea, Badge.
What's that?
Mixing the two.
No, you don't mix the two. You got to keep your Fritos in a bag,
I think it
and then
would
you
work.
got to have
I'm just
your
saying, I
tacos
think it
in a
would work.
bag, and your street tacos. They're a whole different ballgame. Because somebody says, "Oh, you're making street tacos." I said, "No, I'm making tacos in a bag." Yeah, well, they're the same. I'll have them. I'll have one. So I made it in a bag. What the hell's
Well,
that? I
well,
said,
we're
"That's
Hi,
gonna
a
do it.
Jar.
bag." So
Have a damn contest with walking tacos and tacos in a bag and Frito pies when we get down there to Ironwood.
well, you know,
There you go.
I I gotta admit though, tacos in a bag is pretty tough to beat me on that one. But chili in a like the chili, what do you call them?
Frito pie.
Cookie
Frito
Frito
chili
pie.
pie.
Frito pie. Like you gotta be from Texas to make chili. I'm sorry, that's just the way it's gotta be. Yeah, or else Billy from Louisiana, but he should be in Texas anyway. He's real close. So
I bet you want beans in your chili too, don't you? Bad.
I can make some pretty good chili, but the tacos in a bag, everybody likes them.
Yeah, but do you put beans in your chili?
Of course, you put beans in your chili.
Thank you.
How many beans do you put in them?
All
Like
of them.
Al doesn't like beans, so I make it without beans for Al and me. But if
You
I'm
put
making
all
it
the
for
beans in
myself,
your
I'll
chili.
have pork and beans in there, and kidney beans in there.
Wait a minute. You don't put beans in your chili, Ron?
No, most of the time I don't.
Really?
Ron, you never lived, buddy.
Oh,
Sorry.
man.
Oh yeah,
Oh, look,
I tried.
beans is like my favorite food. I can eat nothing but beans.
I wouldn't go that far. Okay.
Oh,
I
I
can
can.
do, but Rocky don't like it.
See, a lot of
Rocky
people
don't.
don't like chili beans, but chili beans now they have a mixture. They got what they call a chili bean mixture that you can buy in a can now, and it's got a whole bunch of different types of beans in it. But the chili beans, like the hard thing with chili is to take ordinary kidney beans and make chili because you got to boil the living daylights out of them to get them to taste right, right? So that's why I use canned.
Janice.
So yeah. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Holy shit, you've been on here for 2 hours. You're gonna forget where the hell you are. Where the hell did I go? I was on there on YouTube. Oh, you're still there, man. But
I agree with you, James. You got to
Well,
have beans.
That's the only thing.
can you imagine that, Ron? Eh? Can you imagine
So,
that, Ron?
that's
I
the
can
only
see
thing
that
bad
going
about
through your head right now. I can see that she's gonna go all the way down from Canada to Arizona with that crazy son of a bitch. Oh my God, she'll be nuts by the time she gets there.
You
They may
know
be
what?
saying that about.
You know what? Jane's gonna be crazy enough to date me by the time she gets there. So y'all should probably keep us away from one another.
Oh God. You gotta admit though, it's funny because she's good people, boy. I tell you, she's really good people. Her and Richard are awesome. But yeah, but it's a whole new ball game. See it, and that's the thing. Like you can't really explain to people, how to go to Arizona. You just have to say, just follow us, and you'll see, because you know where all the spots are along the road. You know where to stop. You know where to get gas. You know how to do this. Like she's shaking her head. I says, we got to hurry up. I says, we're going to leave on the Saturday and we have to move and keep moving because we have to be through Vegas by the 15th. What the hell for? I says, because the F1 race is starting. I said, you don't want to be in Vegas with the F1 race. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. That's enough. I just wanted to come out and explain the tacos in a bag to you guys. Because it seemed like nobody knew what they were talking about, and we wanted to do that one, so I decided to tell you about it.
Like a Canadian's going to come down and show a Louisiana and the Texans about tacos in a bag.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to do that, right?
Yeah, you think you are.
You walking taco guys. Oh, I'm going to go get a Waco taco. Yeah, well, you go get a Waco taco.
When you said walking tacos, I thought you meant you ate the tacos and you better start walking towards that restaurant.
Nah, they take this here, the same tacos in a bag, and they call it walking tacos, which it's not. It's the walking taco is what you explained. Is it?
Yeah, the walking tacos
up,
on corn tortilla right there. Yeah.
Yeah, wrapped up in a soft taco shell, and yeah, that's a walking taco. Really, a walking taco is what a Mexican about this high. That's what it is.
Hello, Carol. Well, I'll tell you what.
I better get off here before we get banned. Okay.
I bet
Well,
he's better off with you than me on that. I was a sailor for 8 years, and I have trouble keeping my mouth shut.
Why do you want to do that? Why keep your mouth shut? No,
I'm trying
people,
not to get him demonetized if he
you
ever
just
gets there.
ramble on and ramble on. People just say, "Oh, well, they don't remember anyway." What'd you say? Exactly my point.
Let's
the
not repeat it.
only thing I ever heard from YouTube from is they gave me it wasn't a strike, it was because I was smoking on the channel that I can't have nobody under 18 on the channel.
Oh, for crying out loud. You know, this friggin' world, I don't even want to get started. Some of the bullshit.
Hell, the kids sitting there smoking.
God.
The kids are sitting there smoking weed while they're watching
Now
the
you're going to
channel.
get me going on this, and I'll be here all friggin' night. You know, we got this guy, I'll probably get banned for this, so I can't say his name. We got this guy that's in a prison up in Canada for killing people. So it come down that he's what do they call it? Offender, a dangerous offender. So they're supposed to tell people when they move him, right? Well, they done. They just moved him around, thinking nothing about it. So the family went into court to get a junction against it so that they could find out why he was moved and all that, right? Oh, we can't tell you that. Why not? Well, it's a freedom of information. That's his personal information. That's not what you people can know. You can't know that. I said, you got to be freaking kidding. You killed her daughter and you can't tell him when he's going to get moved? Like, really? But yeah, it's all screwed up. It's just crazy. But I don't want to get going on it.
I tell you what, we got some crazy folks in government, but by God, y'all got a crazy one up there too at Troubadour.
You know, the thing about it is that, like the Canadians, we have a whole different view about it than the Americans. Americans take their political system real seriously. We don't. Okay, who's the joker in next time? Okay, this guy's going to get voted out. Who's coming in? Oh, some other joker. You know, because the problem is that nobody wants the job. Nobody with two brain cells to rub together wants the job. So they get all these other people that want to, oh yeah, I can be the leader of Canada. Well, yeah, but they can't. You know, and that's the problem is nobody wants the job. You know, if you take
so you end up with people with an agenda.
Exactly. And then you get in there and you say, what? Or you get, well, you can't say that. Why not? But see, that's the difference. That's we were talking about that the other night, about the difference between Canada and the United States. And that's one of them. Like up here.
Yeah, we get to speak our mind. We do. You're right about that.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't say that. I would say that you do a lot of rambling and it doesn't go to, it's hitting deaf ears is what's happening. Is that
it might, but you know what? I can complain about any one of our political leaders and there's not going to be any recourse.
It's got nothing. It's got nothing to do with complaining. It's got, like this guy, you know, okay, Cookie, here's a prime example. You come in and you steal $15,000 of my money, you're going to jail, buddy. But they can turn around and steal millions and nothing's happened. A prime example is in Canada last month.
There's a reason they take the job.
The company or the branch of the government just lost $150 million and they don't even know where it went. Well, can you tell us? No, we don't know where it went.
Well, hell, our government lost a $35 million fucking aircraft 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
They knew.
Remember that?
Yeah, they knew where it was. They're just saying that. They're getting as bad as YouTube. It's all clickbait. Well, we lost the plane.
Is that what it is?
Well, come on, for crying out loud.
We're
$35 million airplane. You're not losing no $35 million airplane. I don't give a shit who it is. They're not
Badge,
losing.
badge. You could say that, but there is a 10 megaton bomb in the swamps of North Carolina that has been missing since the 1960s, and they have no
Yeah,
clue where it's at. Still,
that's a bomb though. We're talking airplanes, Cookie, not a bomb. Bombs are
yeah,
different.
but this is a nuclear bomb.
Oh yeah, that's not hurting nobody while it's planted. It hasn't grown yet.
Now that's what I would call real fishing if you set that one off.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
No,
and
they've
make
never
dynamite.
found it, Diane. They have never found it. They've
I thought
lost
they-
like 15 of them.
Are you sure I just watched this clip on that and I thought they found it.
Well, they might have found one, but they've lost like 15 of them
Oh,
over the years. They have lost 15 freaking nuclear warheads.
What's a
One of
nuclear
them's about
bomb?
supposedly 10 miles off the coast of Delaware.
Oh yeah. No.
Did you see that damn clip of where I think it was a F-22 or something buzzed one of those planes from one of them other countries, and he got so close to him, he blew all the damn rockets off that damn other jet. He dropped everything.
That's getting pretty. That's getting pretty tense. Them guys are playing. They're getting. It's a little crazy over in Japan right now. Like over.
Yeah, their tensions are a little bit high.
Yeah, it's getting a little high.
Yeah.
They're doing some crazy shit over there. But then, like I'll probably get blackballed for this one. But the Russians, what do they got to do?
How the hell are you, man?
The Russians can't go back home, so they got to do something. They go play with the Americans over Japan. So,
I just saw Ambulance Adventure Stan come into the house. How you doing, Stan?
Yeah, hello, Stan. I ain't seen you in a long time.
I should get the chat up so I can see what the hell it's talking about.
You were leaving.
Huh?
When you get around
Okay,
in
guys,
camp,
I'm out of here. I thought I'd come out and straighten out the street tacos. That they're not street tacos, they're tacos in a bag. And they're not Canadian, they're American, by the way. Just so you know.
Hey, man, it was good seeing you, buddy.
You guys make all the stuff that goes in them. We don't make shit. All we do is make tacos in a bag. You see, if you look on it.
and bridge fries.
Oh,
See,
Stan, that ain't right. You got to stop that.
oh yeah.
Are you
French
eating
fries, that's
ketchup flavored potato chips? Are you really?
I'll tell you, honest to God, you know what? You know, that's how everybody says that Americans and Canadians are the same. You know what the number one selling chip in Canada is? Take a wild
Ketchup.
guess. Exactly. And you can't even get them in the state. Well, you can now. They're along the border. You can get them here and there. But yeah, they sell tons of them up here. Like tons. I don't like them, but you can.
It doesn't speak too well of y'all, Badge. Just saying.
Why? Why?
Yeah, ketchup is like an abomination to a tomato.
Whatever. I put it on everything I eat. What the hell's the difference?
That explains a lot.
Exactly. Oh shit! You're
Lord.
trying to pick on me. You're gonna hurt my feelings. Go ahead. It's right here.
Oh,
We're gonna get kicked off YouTube.
You know,
blackballed.
I got to be different than all of y'all. I don't like any of those damn flavored chips, Doritos or lime and lemon or whatever the hell it is. If I want a chip, I want a Frito or a Ruffles or something. I want it to be a chip.
I tell you, a whole new ball game is. We had to watch Elle's for her something to do with, but you have to change your diet a bit, right? So we started reading the labels on the side of the chip, all the stuff, and you should see some of the stuff. I would never believe in one. Now, it was about 8 years ago, and Campbell's Soup is made just outside of Winnipeg, Manitoba, and they said, "Oh, we took all the salt out of our soup." I said, "Well, salt's bad." Yeah, I could see that. And they showed this room, a great big, like a 10 by 20 garage full of salt that they had taken out of the soup. So I said, okay. So we started looking at all, and I'm looking at the soup, and we're talking like 30, 29, 30, 40% salt in the soup that you're buying in the store. I said, holy crap. And it's like, well, that's like sugar and salt. You don't have to buy it anymore because everything you got has got it in it, right? So yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like the numbers, like if you start looking at the bags and reading the stuff that's in it, you're gonna say, "Oh, you're kidding." So yeah.
Well, see, Badge, I learned to quit looking at the ingredients and just get the carb count and move on.
No, that's the wrong one, Cookie. You got to look at the bag, and like I was told by my mom.
No, for me, it's not wrong actually.
I know,
because
but if you if you look at the bag and see the ingredients, and if you can't,
I got this little bastard, and he says I got to watch my carbohydrates.
There you go. Well, then watch your damn carbohydrates. And then he says, and she said, if you can't say more than four of the names on the bag, don't eat it. And there's some crazy names on them bags. I'm thinking, I don't know, Mom. I don't think I can say
the
this.
one that gets me every time, and it's on those, the most popular freaking chicken nugget in the world, those Dino Nuggets. The first ingredient on them is mechanically separated chicken.
Yeah.
That just means somebody put that shit in a blender.
Pretty much, yeah. Exactly. That's the mechanical fingers going around and around and around. Yeah. No, because if you get on YouTube and you Google how do they make chicken McNuggets, it would probably turn you away from a gut wagon because it's amazing what they put in them damn things and how they make them. It's just totally amazing. Like totally.
When I was over in Vietnam, I was a sergeant's guard one night. I was walking guard duty and checking the guys that were on duty, And we had one National Guard unit that got called up in Vietnam, and they were from Cleveland, Ohio. Well, anyway, I walked up on this one guy that was on the guard, and he said, "Hey, Sergeant, do you like potato chips?" Yeah, all right. He handed me a damn cardboard tube about that long. Said, "Try them." And
Pringles.
I said, "That's pretty good." He said, "Yeah, I just developed this process right before we got activated, and it was Pringles potato chips."
I'll be damned.
Pringles. Yeah, they got quite a bit of salt in them. I couldn't believe it was salt.
Look, Pringles are basically press fit instant mashed potatoes.
They're like mechanically dissected chicken, but potatoes.
Yeah, but a potato doesn't have any other parts in there to be mechanically separated.
Well, when you're in, I know you don't do it. I know you don't do it, Cookie, but next time you're in the store and you're walking by, grab a can and look at it, and you'll be totally surprised what the hell's in it. In a friggin' potato chip that's made from mashed potatoes. It's just amazing.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, yeah.
But they are good. They are good.
But anyway. Okay, guys. Oh, shit, you've been on for 2 hours and 20 minutes. You're going to forget how to get home there, Ron.
Yes.
You've been on a walk for 2 hours and 21 minutes. You won't know how to get home.
Yeah, I know.
I hope the dog knows the way home. No, I'm kind of worried.
Dog knows exactly where he's at.
Okay, that's all I ask. Then that way we know we're good.
I enjoyed it, bad.
Okay, buddy. Anytime you want to
good
talk
night,
about
bud.
political or anything, you give me a call. I'll come right up and give you a hand. I don't know shit about it, but I'll tell you. But then some of the times I run this stuff off, I say, holy shit, I know more than they do. And they're getting paid for it. I'm not getting paid for it. What the hell? Okay. Later,
Madge,
guys.
wait a minute. How do you come down from Canada? What states do you go to coming down?
I don't know. I just get on the highway and drive. Montana, Idaho, Utah, Nevada, and Arizona. Straight down 15. That's the only time I take an interstate, by the way, is in the winter time and going to Arizona.
You mean you don't use a GPS?
I don't use it. Ron, I'm going to tell you, you started this. Just remember,
Ron,
you started
like he
this.
could operate the damn thing.
So, I says, exactly. So I'm thinking, okay, we'll go overseas, Steve and Wilcox. How hard can that be? Wilcox, Arizona. Deedle. Oh, you're 2 hours away. So I get into just outside of Wilcox, and it says, oh, you want a shorter route? Well, of course. Bunk. 2.5 hours later, we get there. I'm thinking, why? No, I got paper maps. I use if I'm looking for something, I'll use paper maps. The only time I use Google or GPS, I don't even have a GPS, is I will Google the route before we go, and then I'll sort of get it in my mind where I'm going to go, and then I'll just use paper. Because the biggest problem with it is, Ron. Okay, Ron, here's a prime example. You've gone from Waco, Texas to Ehrenberg 95 times, right? So you don't have to worry about knowing how to get there. So this one day you say, okay, well, let's see. So you punch in Waco to Ehrenberg, and it says, oh, you can do that in 22 hours. Well, it takes me 25. Maybe I'll try it. And then you find out that they'll go and they'll turn you off the main road to take another road to save you 1 minute. I says, what the hell? Like, really? They got me on this one. I was going down on 97 or 95 to Yak, BC, which comes into Spokane, right down that way. And I'm going down, and I've done this 100 times. And I drive in there, and the GPS says turn at Yak. And it goes over, because what it does is the road comes out around Yak, and it's got a big horseshoe in it, right? So it says turn into Yak, go over the hill and in, and you're back on that same road. You save maybe 20 feet, right? I says, you mean to tell me I turned off the road just for that? Yeah, that's how they work. And I don't do them. And every day somebody gets lost with a GPS because, and the worst thing you can do is if it says you want the shorter route, just touch it, because then it totally screws everything up. I haven't got a GPS.
I tell you what, every year Google kills 20 to 30 people by putting them on a road they can't get out of in the wintertime.
It's funny.
Really? I know Apple did that pretty bad for a while.
Yeah. But I was coming down to...
Apple had a woman down in Australia that followed the directions and wound up 8 hours from anywhere.
Yeah. Just shit. I was coming down through Canada, and we were coming down through Winnipeg, down through Minnesota, and down through that way, the short way to Ehrenberg, or to Elkhart, right? So I get in, we're coming into Saskatoon. It's in the wintertime, me and the daughter, and I'm going along, and this friggin' GPS is beep, 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 beep. Oh, you got to turn here. You got to turn. So I took this GPS and just flinged her right out the window, right? And the daughter, we come into Saskatoon, and she's just roaring, laughing. She says, what the hell's so funny, Jennifer? Well, can you imagine somebody driving down that road in that little GPS? going in the ditch because it's at night, right? All the little lights flashing on it. They'll think it's a little spaceship or something. I said, oh yeah. Like, oh, I don't know. I don't do GPSs.
I got the easy road to get to Quartzsite. I just go up to Abilene where they had that Lollapalooza and get on 20 right there and run on it till they hit 10 and then stay on 10 till I get to Quartzsite.
Yeah.
And, I ain't
Like,
got
that's
many
the thing.
curves.
Like, the funny thing about it is that the Americans got a really good way. Like, Canada doesn't have as many roads as you guys got by any means, and they got a really good system. And I know people find this hard to believe, especially in the States, but they had a whole system of roads in the States before they built interstates. They did. And they're really good roads. Like, you take all the U.S. routes, right? They're fabulous routes.
You know why they built the interstate bad?
Make it faster.
No. I think it was Eisenhower that on the interstate, ever so many miles, there's got to be a straight section of road with a certain level on it to where they can land an aircraft on it.
Oh, yeah, they can do that.
Not just any aircraft, but they can land a B-52 and a 747. Yeah, they also have to be able to land a B-52 and a 747. Because one was the largest military aircraft, the other was the largest civilian aircraft at the time.
I don't like the interstates, because the problem with the interstates is they get you on there and you don't see nothing, and everybody expects you to go the same speed. And when you're hauling a trailer, Ron, pulling a trailer at 65 is a job. Like, it's a job to get it up that fast. And I just take the U.S. state. Like, most of the roads that come out of Canada are U.S. state roads. There's only a couple interstates that go to Canada. Most of them are like 95, 97, 93, 85. All of them go north to Canada. And the funny part about it is that when you go and Google them roads, like, the thing about Google is you learn a lot of crap off it. But if you Google the U.S. routes and start getting the routes and start getting how they built them and all, it's very interesting. And like, when they built the U.S. routes, like 95, 97, 93, 85, they all went from Canada to Mexico. They all go right down to Mexico. So it's kind of interesting, really.
All right.
Ron,
See, I done kept talking to Badge long, maybe 2.5 hours now.
I was going to say, Ron, it's well after 9 o'clock. It's past my bedtime.
Yeah, we're seeing the pillow on the side of your head there. Yeah. Okay, I gotta go. But anyway, like I was saying, if you get into the East Coast and you get on the U.S. routes going east to west, there is some. I took that, not 50, 60 out of Virginia. I'll tell you, that is one friggin' nice road. I'll tell you, that's some nice stuff through there. It's been a pleasure, guys.
Georgiana, I think it's beyond nap time. I think it's bedtime.
You think so?
It is for me.
Okay. We'll let you go, guys.
Man, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Have a good night.
I'll see you at the same time, Ron. You have a good one.
All right. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all coming in and putting up with us three old codgers. But we'll do it again. Y'all have a good night.